She gotta go on vacation. We don't have nothing.
Hi. Hello, stranger.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Stop meeting like this. People are gonna start talking.
I know, right?
What's happening?
Same old, same old.
Andy.
That's how are you? How y'all?
Making it.
Good, good.
Making it. Try to rush through this. We have a whole crowd.
I'm hungry.
The rat.
It's the heat.
The rat.
Should have walked across the street. Don't make a comment, Travis. Don't make a comment.
Ready? Right. Ready?
Sure.
We're gonna review the minutes real quick, and then we'll have our guests come up and. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I got a motion and a second for the July minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Conway Regional
And link.
Foundation. We have somebody here for
Yes.
Megan.
Yes.
All right.
Fantastic
Thank
job.
you.
I'll give
That's,
Okay.
ready?
Yes.
Well, good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Megan Markham, and I am the Foundation Relations Manager for Conway Regional Health Systems Foundation, and I am here with the Chief Development Officer, Megan Dyson. Her name is Megan. My name is Megan. Sorry for the confusion already. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for allowing us to come and speak with you today about this, our grant application to help fund the marketing and advertising for the 2024 Arkansas Duck Derby. The Duck Derby is one of the premier events for hunting for Central Arkansas, and we have been doing this event since 2019, and it has grown exponentially since then. And we have hunters and landowners from all over the state of Arkansas. Actually, in the grant application, you'll see on the back where the landowners' locations were for 2023. And so we are asking this year for $15,000 for marketing and advertising. This year, we're going to do a full multimedia advertising approach. So there will be digital marketing. We will cover all over Arkansas. We will also be increasing our radio time. We will be going with the buzz along with our previous radio stations. We will also be doing a lot of print media. And since our original time, we've had, since 2019, we've had 30 landowners, and that has increased since 2023. So with that increase, we have about 200 hunters and landowners that come to this event all over the state. So they are coming from all over. And originally, we had around 650 attendees starting in 2019. And since then, we have grown to up to 850 plus from last year. We predict this year that we'll have over 900 attendees. I'd like to think that this is pretty exponential. Our original revenue in 2019 was right at $150,000. Last year, we raised over $500,000. And so all of this goes towards funding different things for Conway Regional Health Systems, Men's Health, any capital investments, our mobile health units, our Conway Regional Guest House, and then our Conway Regional Medical Fitness programs. So this year, we will be working to make sure and include a survey so that when somebody registers online, they will receive a survey. They'll be asked to fill it out if they continue to come, if they've been to Conway before, if they plan to continue to come to Conway, if they plan to go to any of the hotels, if they plan to do any shopping, dining in Conway. We will also, a couple of weeks before the event, we will send out the survey once again, and then we will also send out a points of interest, places that will be close to where the event will be held so they know where to eat. Also, we will be working with the hotels and letting them know about the event and seeing if we can come up with some ways to get people to come stay at their hotels. So at this time, I would be happy to take any questions, if there are any questions.
So I'll add that this is for their 2024 event, but because their event is in early January, they had asked that they could go ahead and apply now. But as far as I'm concerned, I think it would still come out of 2024 budget. So they're just applying so they have time to market adequately before the event.
I've got questions. First of all, I want to compliment you on stepping forward to the microphone and speaking very clearly into it so we can
Thank
all
you so
hear.
much. I've actually been with the foundation for 1 month, so I greatly appreciate that.
But then positive input off
Thank
the bat
you.
then. Thank you very much, because we don't always get that. So thank you very much. I have a question.
Yes.
The hunt is going to be where? 22 landowners, but where's the land?
So the previous day, they will be hunting all over the state of Arkansas, and then they will be brought in the next day for the competition. So they will be bringing the ducks to Conway to the event, and that's where we will announce the winner, and then there will be a banquet, and then there will also be prizes and raffles, silent auction, things of that nature. So it starts all over the state of Arkansas the day before. That's when the hunt begins, and then they will come to Conway the next day, and that's when they'll have the banquet, and they'll also do the check-in.
Is the next day a hunting day?
It is not a hunting day.
So the season is over on January 6th?
No, it's still technically a hunting day, like season is open. It's not our hunting day.
My question, I think this is my question. How you gonna get hunters away from hunting?
Have you been to our event?
Dude, I have not.
Have any of you been to the
But
duck
I've been
derby?
hunting.
Yeah, so
And-
there's beer, food, and music, live auctions, raffles, gun auctions. It's amazing how many.
Bragging rights.
And bragging rights. That's the big thing, is the bragging rights. That's what I've been told. I'll give you an example. So I don't know if you've ever watched the YouTube channel Meat Eaters. It's a Netflix series, but they actually had some of the hunters come last year. They have 1.2 million subscribers, and they actually did a scene where they came to Stuttgart. They hunted that day, and then the next day they brought their ducks in to get checked in. But that was posted 3 weeks ago, and it's already had 82,000 views. So we're getting, non-paid publicity for this event, and it's becoming quite a capital statement within the state of Arkansas.
It's a big, lot of.
You duck hunt.
I know that's not valid there because God gets
You duck hunt. You coming out of the woods or out of the flooded
No,
areas?
if you told me
come
the
to
guys
this?
from Meat Eaters were gonna be there, I would.
Would you? Okay,
These
I'm
are already-
learning.
These are already hunters. They're just probably going to different areas, not to their duck club. They're coming here to brag, like you said, more brag.
Okay, what are they bragging on?
Oh, gosh.
It's cash prize, correct?
There's cash prizes, and then
For?
they also get a trophy. They get $500, a hunter plus the landowner also gets it for first prize, and then we do trophies for first, second, and third.
Is it number of ducks? Is it
It's
banded ducks?
it's
Is it
It's a
what?
derby, so each duck is randomly assigned each breed and gender of duck. So if it's like Drake mallards, then you roll the dice. You say this is for Drake mallards, and we roll these giant dice, and they might land a 2. Everybody's like, "What? Those are the best ducks," but they only got a 2. So however many Drake mallards you got, that's 2. We put it into a computer system that tallies everything.
So it's dice shoot.
It's also dice shooting. But that way, it's not just whoever had the best luck that day and whoever killed the most ducks doesn't automatically win. So it makes it more gamified, it makes the event more fun, and we figured out it was a good way to keep everybody at.
So you don't know until you actually go to the event.
Okay, and people are going to spend the night. Let me get this right. They're going to wake up one morning in Stuttgart and go hunt ducks, and then after they shoot whatever they're going to shoot that day, they're going to bring them here.
Yes.
That morning, the next morning.
Where
No,
does
it's that day.
where does Conway make our money? Where do we make our money?
It
That's
would
the
be the
question.
night of the event. The event starts about 5 for like the VIP reception for sponsors and for the hunters to come in. But the actual event doesn't start till 6:30 or 7, and then it goes until like 10 o'clock, and there's a lot of beer being drank.
So
Encourage
family,
people to stay in Conway for the night.
family and friends of the hunters and landowners come in before them, and
Okay.
they can spend
Hey, I'm
spend the day preparing and eating and drinking.
It's catered by Airmark, correct?
Old
Old
Bart.
Bart's. Okay.
I've
Still,
never been to your event. I'm
taxpayer.
looking forward to going to your event.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Aramark caters and there is opportunity for people to stay the night before because not all of the hunting locations are as far away as Stuttgart. Some of them are just so much closer to Conway. So some people do stay here the night before and then hunt. But we have people who come in to hunt from like other states that come in to do this. They're like our vendors that buy teams.
Cool. All right. I was just trying to find out how we made our money.
Great question.
Is there any other questions? All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate you.
Now is 15. I mean, we don't have many $15,000 events.
Yeah.
Dazzle Days is not in existence and hasn't been for 2-3 years, I think.
Oh, so I guess we only have one. Then.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, from me, from a standpoint of money outlay here, 15 is a big ask. I appreciate you doing that. I'm not sure that's our number.
What did we do last year?
You look at last year, it says that we awarded 5,000, but they only spent 2,000.
Okay.
Megan, come on up, please.
I just wanted to, that's, to me, I looked at this and I thought, if I was the commission, the first thing I would say is last year we gave you 5 and you only spent 2. Why would we give you more than that?
Right.
While remaining tactful, I will say that the foundation special event manager that worked for the foundation prior to, for this event last year no longer works for the foundation. And our budgeting, our advertising, our following through on agreements like putting logos. I didn't let anything go through that the logo didn't get placed on, and there were more costs. The logos just didn't get placed, and it was an error on an employee's part. So they no longer are employed with us, and we are going to do a much better job this year with the event.
Pull back. It is a big, very big event.
Okay.
Very big. Now, how many actual people come and stay? Don't know that number, but sometimes it's too many people in that place.
We are very close to outgrowing the Hyper Center, and so our next problem is going to be, where do we have this event that will also let us have alcohol that's in the city of Conway? So, which is a great problem to have. We'd love to outgrow somewhere.
We're not doing it at the Expo Center?
That's a great question. You think we could get booze out there?
As far as I'm concerned, you can.
Anywhere, right?
It depends on who you ask. and when you
Yeah.
ask.
That would be the next goal. That would be a great place to have it.
May depend if you ask.
Yeah. I don't want to get fired.
Permission, that's a permission and forgiveness thing.
About 10.
I'd say it's kind of more on the line with the Dazzle Days. I'm just kind of thinking that used to be in existence. I don't have a problem, I don't think. If it's as big as y'all are saying.
January.
It's true.
It's
Big.
January.
January.
It is January.
How many people attend the event?
It's Megan.
It's probably close to 900.
Megan,
Megan.
yes,
If it-
Megan. If you would
if-
like to
if-
attend the event this year, then you need to just let me know, and I will get y'all tickets to
I'll
come.
let you know.
And then you can see how big it is.
I'm letting you know.
You're letting me know. Got it. All right.
I'll go with you.
10 tickets. Got it.
The only thing I would add is Dazzle Days was everybody here in
Yeah.
Conway for at least a 3, sometimes 4 days event, because you had vendors who came in that set up. You had people that attended from out of town. So
Good question. What about your vendors?
The only vendors we actually have for this event are for food and beverage. We have talked about having booths with vendors there, but we brought that up this year with like having some different hunting booths in. But the reason we decided not to do it was because with the nature of this event, we didn't want people necessarily spending money with the vendors versus spending money at the event, because there are so many things to purchase and be part of at the event that we were afraid it would take away from the profit of the event, which is all goes to fundraising.
Oh, that's a great point, Sheila. We did have vendors in from a lot of different places.
And you
Oh.
had a lot of hotel stays over a
Yes.
period of time.
This is pretty much a hotel only. Pretty much a hotel only scenario.
Well, I would think there would be restaurant in the in between, like from the hunt until the after the hunt and before the event. Most of them are done with the hunt. They have to call their birds in by noon, and then bring them to physically bring the birds to UCA. But there is a gap in the between.
I thought you hunted.
Sir,
I thought you hunted.
I do.
That's what I thought.
Just not things that fly.
Oh,
Not enough meat. It's too cold. Water.
Yeah, no.
Questions, comments?
I'm okay with 10 unless somebody wants to say something different.
All I need is a motion.
So move.
Second. A motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Megan,
Megan.
great job. Thank you both. I couldn't see.
Thank y'all so much.
Very well.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Trying to get us a ticket right now.
Okay. Conway Public Schools.
I'll present on their behalf, so if we want to let the downtown partnership go first.
Downtown Partnership.
Good afternoon. I'll try to do as good a job as Megan did speaking into the microphone. But I'm loud as it is without a mic, and so I don't want to blast you out. So Kim is passing out a handout, Corey Parks with the Downtown Partnership, as well as Kim Williams. We are requesting a modification to the original approved 2023 funding request to allow for the inclusion of murals. We talked through a few different ways that we could have a more permanent solution for advertising and marketing in downtown to attract visitors to Conway. And so we went back and forth between potentially having new banner signs that would be hung on the light post, or something that would be more longer lasting. Obviously, a mural isn't permanent, but it has a longer shelf life, we think, than what some other options would be. And so we've worked with a local artist to get an estimate on what that would cost. And so we using those numbers, we've modified what the original request would include, which that's on the second page of your packet. It's highlighted there where it, based on the original outline of kind of how the funding would be used. That last one where it has downtown branding and identity promotion, it adds in mural as a potential use. And so the thought behind this is that we would try to leverage both public and private partnerships to be able to have a interactive almost walk, if you will, of downtown, because the city's planning to do at least one mural in downtown. And then we've had conversations about potentially the art board doing a mural in downtown. The Chamber of Commerce has committed to do a mural in downtown, and so has the Downtown Partnership. So potentially, and this is just including public-ish entities, that's 4 murals that have been committed at this point, but then there's also some private downtown businesses that have committed to, or at least strongly considering a mural in their on their businesses. So if you add that to what we currently have existing in the market, plus the ones that are proposed, that would lead to more so than just seeing a mural, but something that someone can actually come and say, this is a visual in downtown, long-term, that you can say, hey, I'm in downtown for shopping, I'm in downtown for dining, I'm here for business, but it gives something that is interactive, but then is, again, long-lasting. The thought behind what it would look like is in the third page of your packet, which would be a greetings from. Now, talking through the artists, we think that this may not be the best path forward from a concept standpoint because this is not as unique. A lot of places have this, and so this is what we're using as the guiding concept. But obviously, we want it to be able to say, you're in Conway. This is where the picture that you've taken and sharing with your friends, your family, whoever, on through social media and other outlets. But it would be a more creative version of this. We're not in that phase yet. We've had some preliminary conversations, but that's the thought behind what the concept would look like. Happy to answer any questions.
So just to clarify, they're not asking for more money.
Nope.
They're just asking to repurpose money they were already awarded for something that wasn't included in their original application.
Correct. Sorry, I wasn't clear on
That's all
that.
right. My thing is, any issues with repurposing the money that we already budgeted for 2023, right?
Correct. So the original request and that where it would fall was just branding and identity. So that was ongoing promotion, social media, video. So there's a few different ways that funding has been allowed to be used, but this wasn't within those lists. And so we wanted to be, although we view it as very much marketing, we didn't want to upset you guys. And we wanted to go through the right processes to be able to say, hey, wait, how did you use the dollars for this? This wasn't in the original request.
Rachel and I were just talking. We're not sure that this even takes a motion, but given who they are, and we all work in the same building.
I didn't want to say,
It's a good
hey, yeah,
thing.
go ahead and do that
Yeah.
without y'all approving it.
We wanted to go through the formal process.
Probably
Sounds
being
better and
extra
better all the
careful.
time.
Thank you very much. I don't think there's any questions.
I don't
Or
have
any-
any- I've got no problem.
I was gonna say, no questions or problems that
Okay.
I see.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Corey.
They should have just done like you said with liquor and just done it,
Just
not even
did-
asked. Once they asked Rachel, they had to get hauled in.
Yeah. They did ask me, and I was like, you need to talk to the commission about that. I don't feel comfortable just telling you. Most other people probably would.
Yeah, I have that.
So this is the Conway Athletics application, and they are requesting event incentive funding to host the 6A state volleyball tournament in October of 2023. So we have funded them in this capacity before for other state tournaments. They'll have 12 teams with 25 girls per team staying in Conway on around 2 nights. They expect 75 to 100 fans per team. So they would share, list of hotels and restaurants in Conway with all the teams coming in, and they are asking for $3,000. They checked seed funding, but based on my conversation with the athletic director, event incentive is more appropriate. So
I think looking at this, we did 3,000 back in 2018.
I believe that's correct.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Need a motion for you?
Yes, so.
Motion made.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I will let them know.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
Brings a lot of good things to town.
Mhm.
Good turn.
Now they're a little bit more familiar with the packets after our last meeting. Past the minutes and go to the paper-clipped financials. You'll see on the balance sheet, balance in the operating account is $1,381,758.26. Collections account $1,022,000 $1,711.07, and the current to date balance in the CD is $482,868.62. Go to the, you can go to the second page if you want, but third page shows the comparison over last year at the same time. This year for July 31, 2023, we're in the black 65,825.38, as opposed to last year, this time 105,275.42. The revenues were higher in 2023. However, the expenses were higher as well, so that's how the difference there.
I'm looking for the difference on that, Jill.
Difference.
Yeah, the expenses, it's $40,000 worth of difference. From our net income standpoint.
If you look at the cost of sales, I mean, for 23, it was $469,855.21. Last year, it was $400,380.62. However, for the year to date, for this year, we are at $415,031.65, as compared to year to date last year was $337,826.40. We were ahead of last year. The general ledger, following it, just shows every transaction that was entered to make the balance sheet, the income statements. If you question any of the numbers, you can go back to the GL account on the general ledger to see what I was paid out of there. And 102 account is the operating account, and the 103 account is collections account for the account reconciliation. There's no outstanding checks on collections. There are still a few from those checks that that big large amount of checks we wrote last month for those still hanging out there.
There's one all the way back to March.
What? It was a chamber check, and I don't. Yeah, it's
$9,000.
a chamber check, but I don't think that one may have been was supposed to be voided. I can follow up with Jennifer after this, or go back to her email. Accidentally sent the wrong amount on an invoice 1 month, and then.
So you're saying that
That may have
check
been that
should be
one.
voided?
Maybe.
Is that something you'll check on to
Absolutely.
make sure our accounting is correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll send out corrected account reconciliations. I'd move the long piece of paper now. So for our collections financials, it's a long piece of paper. Long papers, legal papers. The first 2 pages are just the allocation of the food tax and the hotel tax. I did make sure that all was changed. Listen. And just the breakdown as to the allocation to the city of Conway versus the city Conway A&P Commission. The second page, those figures are brought down, and then the legal and professional fees have come out, and then postage comes out, and those bottom line amounts for hotel and for for the city and for A&P Commission are the amounts that the checks get written for. Third page, collections for July 31, 2023 totaled $541,977.48, which is up over 2022 by $23,147.82, 4.27%, and up over July 2021 by $92,597.15. Delinquent collections increased to almost more than that for the year. Totaled $29,241.68, which was 5.40% of total collections. Collections excluding delinquents totaled $512,735.80, and that is up over July 2022 by $18,841.76. Simple collections, I did add, you'll see, I didn't put the percentage, I'm where the percentage went to, but under July, I'll send that corrected one as well. But I've added, you'll ask to have the number of food and hotel people that paid with Pay Simple, and this month it totaled $236,417.42, which is up over last year by $24,825.98. Then underneath the percentage is how many food and how many hotel payments were made.
Feel like you got to 50.
I don't know, that one might be 50. My calculation didn't come down.
It's not.
And up there.
It's getting close.
It's getting better and better.
I'm gonna keep barking.
That's all right. At this time, I'll take a motion for the financials.
Motion made.
Second.
Got a motion and a second on the financials. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That was my feeling. To the purple page.
Yeah.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi there.
I liked last month's a lot better than this month.
Yes, we did too.
Say that.
We got them all taken care of though, except for one, which
Oh,
has now appeared again on this month. Looks
that
like we
one?
have a couple that are the main culprits here, but we'll get started on these this week and see what we can get done.
I mean,
Looks
A
like,
lot of them are these food trucks, and it's hard to know whether they're still open or whether they're closed or they moved. And
we try to watch out for them on Facebook and see where they post, where they're moving around to and whatever. That's really about the best thing we can do, unless it's somebody that you just know was always there. So, and I think, I didn't bring my glasses today, so I apologize if I've miscounted, but I think 7 at the bottom of the list here are short-term rentals. So, I don't know.
Doing a good job. It's getting smaller.
Well, thank you. I do mail those notices out because, and I may have already told y'all this, and if I have, I apologize, because I don't like to affix something to a door that they may have a guest in, and, I don't want to do that. So sometimes it's a few more days before we get a response from the short-term rentals, so. Anyway, anybody have any questions? Make a motion to approve the 30-day proposed assessments notice and then the 60 days intent to revoke. And it doesn't look like we have any 90.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much.
yeah, and these short-term rentals, they're so terrible about telling us whether they have renters or whether they have extended renters or whether they. I mean, it's just a mess. And by the time code enforcement gets to them, then that's how we have to figure it out if they have somebody staying there, if they don't, or some of them just decide to turn it back into a house again and rent it out or something, and it's a mess.
Wait till next April.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Well, and I will add one more thing on these short terms. I'm not sure if it's any that's on the list, but several got damaged in the storm. And so, like a lot. So that could have something to do with some of this too.
Hey, I can't remember if I told y'all this last time or not, but it was in this month's notes, so I will go ahead and re-mention it. In a follow-up with AAA, they let me know that ticket sales for the All-Star games were the highest since 2008 when it was in Fayetteville.
Right.
And that they had over 500 registrants for the 3 days of the coaches clinic, Wednesday to Friday, which their goal is to still increase that number at our insistence. And so they are still working on that, but I would say that that's better than what we've seen since before COVID, for sure. That when they went to a lot of online trainings during 2020 and 21, then people quit coming to the in-person trainings because they didn't have to anymore. So I talked to the Parks Department, talked to Derek actually, and the fall state baseball tournament has decided to be held in Conway this year. And so they had asked for event incentive money in the amount of $2,400, and I let them know that we had that in the budget and the commission would be happy to support that event. Said 100+ teams will be in Conway. No other baseball tournaments allowed in the state during that weekend. No other U-Trip tournaments. And I believe that is in October. So sounded good to me. I've been continuing to work with Dave Creek on an eclipse landing page for the website. It will be, a temporary page until after the eclipse, as well as a new website for the CVB. Should have something to look at on the eclipse landing page this week, I would think. While we're on the topic of the eclipse, Jamie and I met Friday with superintendents from Conway Public Schools, St. Joe, and Conway Christian to talk about how they're going to handle the eclipse on their campuses. Talked about ordering glasses for all of their students, and they all happily obliged. So they're all planning separate things that will work best for their schools. So when I get that concrete information for them, I can also add that to this eclipse landing page when it's up. So we have an intern. I think I'd mentioned to y'all, we have an intern for the summer, and she just graduated college and she starts working in New York City in a month now. And so she created a couple of reels recently. She is shockingly a 22-year-old's better at social media than me. Who would have thought? But so the first one, I was shocked by this. So the focus of it was local farmers markets, places to buy local goods. And after 2 weeks, it received 3,582 plays, 292 likes, 6 comments. But then what was most surprising to me, 37 shares and 22 saves. So people saw that and saved it as a reminder to go do these things based on this content that we had shared. So I was very excited about that. Then a week later, we posted another one that focused on Cadron Settlement Park at sunset, and it also got pretty good traction. 2,259 plays, 110 likes, 4 comments, 9 shares, and 7 saves. So I guess they say reels are the best thing to do, and that proved it right. So I am hoping to be able to get some more content shot with her this week, specifically of MLK Park, because I don't have anything photo-wise of that park yet. So hopefully I can get her to create some more cool things before she leaves us.
What is a reel?
It is a short form video on Instagram. So
Coach, you use it? I was looking like is that like a podcast?
lots of times they have like video with some sort of music or voiceover that plays over them. It can show like a bunch of different clips or like several short clips of video or just one, steady stream of video, but they're basically short form video on Instagram. I'll show you the ones that Claire created. Yes. At Conway, Arkansas on Instagram. It's for all our viewers. Also, I have updated the 2024 funding request application and have that posted on the website. So I'll send out an email this week letting people know it's there ready to be filled out. So we will collect those. I'll get them in mid-October. I will very quickly go through all of them, give them to you in November, early November, so that we can hopefully vote at our November meeting. That way, events like Conway Regional that have, early in 2024 events can still make good use of their funding. I also wanted to show you, I think I'd mentioned to you in our last meeting that I was interested in transitioning from Conway Convention and Visitors Bureau to a Visit Conway brand as the public name for the A&P Commission. And so I've had our graphic designer make changes to the logo and wanted to show you this was the option I liked the best. So it's still the same branding, but it says Visit Conway instead of Conway Convention Visitors Bureau on it. And I liked adding Conway, Arkansas, because as you know, a lot of the things that I do paid advertising for aren't local, aren't in the state. So I don't want people thinking we're in South Carolina. So any questions, comments on this? I will show you a reel. And then I'll create you an Instagram account so you can go like it and follow us.
Hey, you got Z.
We need to do it, Andy, if you get on Instagram.
I was gonna say your grandson could probably show you.
Yeah.
all.
I'm sure.
I'll
sure.
show you.
He's young. He'll probably have you on the TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. I mean, same but different.
Parks. Right.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Andrew Thames. I'm the Director of Parks and Rec for the ones that I haven't met. So Just a little recap of what we've got going on for August. Fast pitch softball, we hosted a tournament, USSSA All-State Showcase on August 5th. We've got a fast pitch tournament coming up on the 26th. As for baseball, we've got a Case baseball tournament on the 27th. And then the expo, we have the gun show this weekend, followed by the train and hobby show next weekend. So just a little update, if you haven't been out to the soccer park, they've started hydro seeding that the last couple of days. I think they've got all the fields done. So hopefully we can get some tournaments in here to report to you guys in the spring of 24.
It's looking really good over there.
It is. It's come a long way. So it looks great.
You're talking about the new feed.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yep. So we're excited about it. Any questions?
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Keep it up.
That's for last.
Everybody else left you.
I like to
I'm like, Denise, where's
Good afternoon. There are some new faces here. So just so you know, I'm Denise Hurd. I'm in the city clerk's office, and among other things related to y'all, I issue A&P permits, beverage permits, short-term rental licenses, that sort of thing. So not much from me this month. This is actually, I think, the least amount of A&P permits I've issued in a month ever. So we had 2 mobile vendors. Both of them were actually for events. So they're not going to be here long-term, but maybe in and out. And 1 short-term rental, 1 A&P for short-term rentals this month. So that was it. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
About
Permitted?
about
Yes.
30, about 32.
32? That's
Roughly.
permission. Thank you.
Need old business. And in my real education class in about 5 minutes.
Here or here?
Need a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you.
All right.
We're going the Hilton.
Ready.
I wanna see it.
Pensacola Resort Beach.
Yes, good to see you.